Please be seated.
Good morning. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all here today. In doing so, I wish to acknowledge that the campuses of the university are located on the traditional lands of a number of Australia's First People. It is with deep respect for our Indigenous past that I acknowledge the Gadigal people, the Gundungurra people, the Durack and the Wangal peoples, and their custodianship of these lands. This ceremony has been arranged in order to confer degrees upon and award diplomas and certificates to those who have fulfilled all the conditions required of them by the statutes of the university.
Chancellor, I have the great honour to present Mr. David Ewan Marr for admission to the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, in recognition of his outstanding achievement as a journalist and critical commentator. David Marr graduated from the University of Sydney with a Bachelor of Arts in 1968 and a Bachelor of Laws in 1971. From 1972, after traveling to Europe and Africa, Mr. Marr worked as a journalist on the Bulletin magazine, and in 1980 became the editor of the National Times. Mr. Marr joined ABC's Four Corners program as a reporter in 1985. His coverage of the deaths of Aborigines in custody in Western Australia, Black Death, saw him awarded both a Walkley Award and a Human Rights Commission Award. At the ABC, he also worked as a presenter for Radio National from 2002 to 2004. He hosted the ABC's Media Watch program. Excuse me. Mr. Marr has also written a number of highly acclaimed books. His biography of the then Chief Justice Garfield Barwick, titled Barwick, published in 1980, won the New South Wales Premier's Prize that year. He wrote his second book, The Ivanoff Trail, 1983, after covering the Royal Commission into Australian Security Intelligence Organisation. Mr. Marr is best known for his third book, Patrick White, A Life, published in 1991, for which he won much critical acclaim. Mr. Marr has also published The High Price of Heaven, a collection of essays about the enemies of pleasure and freedom. With Marion Wilkinson, Dark Victory, an account of the Tampa Children Overboard and the Howard government's Pacific Solution, and the Henson case on the issues raised by Bill Henson's photographs of children. The Henson case was shortlisted for the Alfred Deakin Prize for an essay advancing public debate in the 2009 Victoria Premier's Awards, and the Non-Fiction Prize in the 2009 Prime Minister's Literary Awards. In 2010, he won a Walkley Award and was shortlisted for the 2011 Queensland's Premier's Literary Award, Literary or Media Work Advancing Public Debate, for his quarterly essay, Power Trip, The Political Journey of Kevin Rudd. In 2011, he published Panic, a collection of essays about the fears that drive Australian politics. Mr. Marr's 2012 quarterly essay, Political Animal, The Making of Tony Abbott, won the 2013 John Button Prize. Last month, he published a further quarterly essay, The Prince, Faith, Abuse, and George Pell. His career as a reporter and writer has been complemented by a sustained social commentary through the pages of the Australian newspapers and TV programs. He has utilized the media to question values, reflect on society, and contribute significantly to the intellectual debate of this country. Moreover, Mr. Marr has challenged audiences to confront the key issues of our times, in particular, social justice topics such as asylum seekers, media corruption, and homosexual equality. And always, I might say, in limpid, beautiful prose. Chancellor, I have the great pleasure in presenting Mr. David Ewan Marr for admission to the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, and I invite you to confer the degree upon him.
Would all candidates for admission to a degree or the award of a certificate please stand? Chancellor, I certify that all candidates whose names appear in the printed program have satisfactorily completed the requirements for the degree, diploma or certificate which they are to receive.
In the name of the Senate and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present to the degree or award, you the diploma or certificate to which you are entitled. There are some who are unable to be present today, and I admit them to the degree or award them the diploma or certificate to which they are entitled in absentia.
Please be seated.
Chancellor, I present candidates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences to whom you've admitted degrees and to whom you've awarded diplomas or certificates. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Catherine Maria Davies, for her thesis Mother's Milk, a fictocritical research project queering lactation through non-maternal practice and performance. Birhanu Ulana Dirbaba, for his thesis, Negotiating Identities, the Professional Self-Perception of Ethiopian Journalists. Mark Hilton John Dyson, for his thesis, The Museum's Photograph, Willem Flusser and a Theory of the Apparatus. Kedar Shrivas Vishwanathan, for his thesis, Rethinking Indian Modernism, the Endogenous Aspects of Indian Modernism, 1890 to 1947. For the degree of Executive Master of Public Administration with merit, Stephen William Christopher Fenn. Veronica Lee. Austin Whitehead. For the degree of Executive Master of Public Administration, Catherine Barnes. Deborah Ann Clifford. Yeah, that way, straight ahead, straight ahead. Sue Elizabeth Colley. Shabnarn Gill. Paul Hayes. Khalid Javed. Pamela Joyce King. James Lim. Jane Elizabeth Pritchard.